Hey everybody, happy Thursday. I hope you are doing well. For those of you that are new, my name is Susan. I am a freelance fiction editor specializing in science fiction, fantasy, and romance. Now, every author I know, especially those of you in the midst of NaNoWriMo right now, always want to know how they can write faster. Not only that, but write faster without sacrificing quality. Pushing yourself to write more that you can keep, so it takes less time on the back end when you have to edit, make changes, rewrite, cut, everything of that sort. There is no magical formula, but there are some things you can do to set yourself up for success, to push yourself to meet and beat your daily goal without relying on using like 5,000 times or avoiding contractions. No judgment. We've all been there, but there's a better way. First, make sure you have a bare bones outline. Yes, even if you are a pantser. And what I mean by bare bones outline is before you dive into writing, just make sure you have even a vague idea of your main characters, their motivation and goal, the main conflict, the setting, and your subgenre. And I say that because all of these play into each other. They connect and they give you sort of a base, a foundation for your story. So once you have that, if you'd rather just pants along, start writing and dive in, that's great. But as you start to have questions or get blocked or have anything like that, you can always refer back to those main bare core details to sort of bring you back in and push you forward. Or if you're an outliner, feel free to ignore that. You've probably gone far and beyond that. But for anyone writing, I highly recommend you just get those base core details down to start you out so you have a main idea as you dive in. Second, figure out how you write best. When, where, why. So if you're in the midst of Nano right now, obviously now is not the right time, but in the future, or if you are not doing Nano and you have the time now, for the next week, month, however long you have time, as you write, track the details of your writing. When did you write? Where? For how long? How did you feel before and after? What did you do before and after? Any details you can think of that might have influenced, swayed your writing day, made the day better or worse, or really just impacted you in any way. Then look for patterns. Do you write better in the morning? Do you write better on a full stomach? Do you write better in a coffee shop, on your bed, in the midst of the kitchen table with all of the kids running around? I actually knew an author once who made it her goal to write her words before dinner time. Now, for me, that would not work. All I'd be able to think about is how hungry I was versus being able to write anything coherently on the page. But for this person, it worked, and that was how they got their words on the page. So you need to figure out what works best for you. What is the best environment to get the maximum writing and the best writing out of you, and then replicate that. Number 3 is make writing a priority. So once you have the details of how you write best, you want to take those details and make those circumstances a priority in your life, whatever shape that takes for you, whether it's alone time to write, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's making yourself a meal before or after, whatever works best for you to put you in that writing zone. You want to make sure that's a priority and that it's something that you're able to do as often as possible, obviously allowing for life, kids, job, everything like that, but as much as possible to set yourself up for success, to make those writing goals. Which then ties into number 4, which is scale slowly. So when everybody talks about writing faster and they start trying new things and diving in and really trying to push themselves, the thing I see most often is that they are writing 500 words, 1,000 words, 2,000 words a day, and they immediately want to jump to 10,000 words or 15,000 words a day. While those are amazing goals, that is a massive jump, and it's most likely an unrealistic jump, and you don't want to set yourself up to fail. So what you should really do is, as you can change your life to put yourself in those ideal writing situations more often, figure out a slow scale to get yourself to your ideal goal, whether that's 5,000 words, 10,000 words, however many words it is, from where you are. So if you're currently at 1,000 words a day, try to push yourself to 3,000 words. Then once you're regularly doing 3,000 words a day with confidence, and again, we're going for quality here, so 3,000 words a day that you're relatively happy with. In retrospect, you're never going to be 100% happy with everything you write. You're never going to keep 100% everything that you write. But if you know for a fact that you wrote well that day, that you made your goal, even if you might not keep everything, that's a good sign. And then you can take that sign and move to maybe 5,000 words or something like that. You want to make sure you're moving forward, but moving slowly, incrementally to set yourself up to grow and for success. Number 5 is take writing breaks. I don't recommend that authors write every day. There are some that do, and they're very successful at it, and that is wonderful. If you are one of those and you write every day and that's how you do, I'm happy for you, go forth. But for the majority of people that I've worked with, that I talk to, writing every day is counterproductive. It can actually harm your process more than it can help. So definitely make sure you are planning for days off, days to recharge, definitely, but also days to do portions of the writing process that aren't necessarily putting words on the page. It's still productive to take a day to do research or brainstorm or outline or any of the various pieces that you need to do to get your book where it is and to get you in the right frame of mind for when you're on those writing days. When you do sit down to the computer, your pad of paper, however you write, you then have more of the want, the inspiration, the motivation to get those words on the page, whether it's because you took a day off, whether it's because you read a news article that gave you a new great idea, whether it's because you did some research or brainstormed. You're coming at it in a new light, you let your brain rest or take in new things that you can then push back out onto the page and make your writing goal. Finally, number 6 is make your writing goals an average, whether it's 5,000 words a day on average in a week, in a month, whatever works best for you. The reason I encourage this is because then instead of being a hard finish line of I must write 5,000 words a day every day that I write, then it's, well, I need to write 5,000 words on average for this week or this month. And it gives you a little bit of grace. So if you have a day where maybe the circumstances weren't quite right and you only made it to 4,000, but then a day later you were really having a great writing day and you made it to 6,000 or 7,000, everything like that, you can then celebrate both those days because both those days are helping you stay relatively on track for that average versus having to count that Tuesday or probably Monday, that Monday, whatever it was, as a failure because you didn't make that hard deadline. Having an average gives you just a little bit more of grace and allows you to sort of be flexible for the realities of life. All this being said, it's a learning process. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, and you're never gonna keep everything you write, no matter how much you push towards quality and making sure you're prepared and writing as best as possible on those days, regardless of whether you write 500 words or 10,000 words. You're never going to keep all of them. But by tailoring the process to what works best for you and setting yourself up for success as much as possible every day that you're aiming to write, you can push yourself to not only write faster, but write quality faster. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, I would absolutely love to hear from you. If you've liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so that the channel will let you know when a new video comes out. I do content on editing, writing, publishing, all of the above. So if you'd like to hear more about that, definitely hit that button. Otherwise, until next week, keep writing.